Hello, and welcome to my second podcast. To start this off, I will say I lied in my first one. I was supposed to do my second podcast. Sorry, laying in bed. I was supposed to do my second podcast the same day I made my first podcast, but I don't even remember what happened, but we didn't. I don't know why. We went shopping or something because, I like shopping. So, I will not be baking a cake with somebody in this podcast, and this podcast is very overdue, but whatever. In this podcast, I will be talking about how I make the Starbucks iced pumpkin chai latte. I don't know. And I make the cold foam. So I'm going to talk about how I do that, and then I'm going to go away, make it, and then I'll record another bit where I'm doing the same thing I did in my first one, where I'm taste testing it and whatever. And then later on, I'll record another bit for the end of this with somebody to talk about how they also like it, because I've been told that mine tastes better than the one at Starbucks, and I'm very honored, and I want somebody to vouch for me and say that, because I'm very honored. Anyway, to make my drink, I found the recipe on TikTok, but it was this preppy lady, and she was getting all of this expensive stuff. So I was like, okay, so I'm not doing that. So I looked up some of the stuff Starbucks uses, and then I looked at a couple more recipes, or is it recipe? Maybe instructions, I don't know. And I found the best one, which is, I get the Tazo, I think, chai, which is, it's just a box with tea in it. And I get almond milk instead of normal milk, because when I get my order at Starbucks, I switch out the whole milk with almond milk, so I do that. I think it makes it sweeter and it tastes better, I don't know. To start it off though, before I put the chai and the almond milk in, I have a white chocolate syrup, which I know a lot of people use for iced coffees and stuff. It's the same brand that makes caramel syrup, which a lot of people like. But I put, just in the bottom of the cup, I put some white chocolate syrup. And then I have, I guess it's chocolate sauce. And then I have, the sugary syrup stuff. I have vanilla and pumpkin. And for the chai part, I put in the sauce and then the two syrup flavors. I put it in a little bit. I don't need a lot. And then I pour in about maybe a third of the cup with the chai, and then another third of the cup with the almond milk. And I usually just take a spoon and stir it up so the sauce and the syrup at the bottom mixes together. And then I put a few ice cubes in it. And then when I get to my cold foam part, which is actually my favorite part, I feel like the cold foam makes it so much better, I get another cup, usually a smaller one, and I put in the chocolate sauce and the two syrups again. And then I put I'd say a very, very small splash of almond milk. And then I put in heavy cream, or heavy whipping cream. I usually put more pumpkin syrup in this than vanilla, by the way. In my chai, I put more vanilla than pumpkin. And in the cold foam, I put more pumpkin than vanilla. And then I bought a milk frother. Actually, with my milk frother, I bought one at Walmart for $15. And after 2 weeks, it broke. So I got a $30 one on Amazon, and it's so nice. But I bought a milk frother. Anyway, I use the milk frother and I mix it all together. And because it's whipping cream, it turns all foamy, becomes the cold foam. And then I let it sit for a second, and then I froth it again just to make sure it's all good. And then I pour it on top of the chai. And then my mom puts cinnamon on the top. She'll put a little bit of cinnamon on top, which I think would be good for the winter, but I'm not a very big cinnamon person, so I don't know. And that's it, actually. It's so easy, and it's so good, I swear. Everybody that's had it has told me it's so good. And my mom used to, like, when I first started making it, like, a couple months ago, she made me make her one every morning. But anyway, I'm gonna go make it, and then I'll come back to this and say how I think it tastes. Maybe explain it more. And then I'll get a guest to tell me how it tastes, too. But for now, that's it. Bye. Okay, so I lied. I know I said I would get up and make the thing, but I didn't. I put my phone down and took a nap, and it has been about a week since I made that video, or that part of the podcast. Sorry, I'm sitting in my car, and I say to myself every day, oh, I'm gonna do it. I got up this morning and thought, why don't I actually do it? And I went up to my kitchen to, like, do it, make the drink, and we were out of almond milk. So I didn't. And as soon as I saw that, I gave up completely. And now, instead of making that and reviewing it, I just went to Aroma Joe's, and I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot, and I will talk about my Aroma Joe's order and the history of it, and give you an explanation of the flavor and why I love it so much. So, to start off, the first time I went to Aroma Joe's was about a year and a half ago, and since then I have developed an addiction, and I also stopped that addiction because over the summer, when I worked at Subway, I went literally every day before work, and they started recognizing me. They knew my order before I'd even say it. Like, if it was a slow day and they saw me drive by the first window, they'd literally start making my order. I get a Green Alien Rush. I used to get a 24 ounce, but now that I don't go every day and I go like once every 1 or 2 weeks, I now get a 32 ounce. Green Alien, the flavors that it says they are online is blue raspberry and green apple. I used to get the blue Hawaiian, which I know it's also blue raspberry, but I think there's something else. I know there's obviously something else in it, but I don't remember what. I'll look, but whatever. But I stopped going for like 2 months, and then volleyball started. Well, not volleyball started, but like now at the end of volleyball, I swear to God, every single girl on that team loves Aroma Joe's. Some of them get it every day, and we have buddies for games, and everybody's gift for each other is Aroma Joe's. So of course, I started drinking it again. Like, I get it maybe once a week, but it's so good. Holy crap. When I quit my job over the summer, that's when I stopped going because I didn't have the money to get it anymore. Like, it's not like I lost all my money, but I would use my tips from the day before to get a rush for that day and then continue on because, I was illegally working every day Holy English. Okay. I was illegally working 7 days a week, so I had tips every single day. But I did get my birthday off. But once I quit, I went to Marshall's and bought that flavoring syrup. I bought cherry and raspberry, and I don't know why I just said I don't know. I do know. The little Java Joe's Hut thing in Raymond, they make Red Bull Blasts, which is literally just Red Bull with flavoring in it. So I decided I was going to make that. So I honestly maybe make them once a week. I'll probably have one once a week, and then I'll go to Aroma Joe's once a week, but I don't really drink them that much either. But I fill a cup with ice and put Red Bull and flavoring in it. I used to do just a little bit of raspberry or a little bit of the cherry, but lately when I make it, I do a little bit of raspberry mixed with a little bit of cherry, and it's really good. It's very fruity. Like, I don't like raspberries that much. I do like cherries, but they aren't things I eat often, maybe a couple times a year. but those flavors in the blasts are really good. I think the, like, tangy acidity of the Red Bull makes them taste better, but I eat it up. But anyway, this is about Aroma Joe's. So let me taste test this, because I believe in about a minute I'll be up to my 10-minute mark for my podcast that is late. There's another one due. There's another one coming up that's due. And this one took me a week to make because I forgot about it and I was lazy and procrastinated. But let's taste it. Very cool, cold. I taste the green apple. And the blue raspberry is just kind of like the background flavor that enhances it. But anyway, that is my podcast this week. I'm probably also going to make podcast number 3, and it's going to be turned in not as late as this one is, clearly. I might make my iced pumpkin cream, holy crap, iced chai pumpkin cold, I don't even know. You know what I'm talking about if you listen to the beginning of this podcast. But in my next podcast, I'll make it while I'm recording so I don't procrastinate and not do it. But anyway, that's all for cooking. That's happening with Bianca. Maybe next time I'll cook. Maybe I'll never do it again after my first podcast. I don't know. Peace out.